So hello everyone, welcome to the session. I will wait for a few minutes before starting. So basically today we'll be covering array. I'll describe what array is, how to create and like manipulate them. Then we'll have some MCQs and some coding questions. Okay. Okay, so let me get started actually. So I have allowed microphone for everyone. So I'll be at first explaining the arrays. So if you have any doubts at any point of time, please feel free to unmute yourself and you can like ask any question if you want. Okay, so let me go to the slide now. So basically the today's topic is mainly array related, and I'll give a brief about what exactly is array, what are the how to code them, what are the advantages, disadvantages before coming to the questions. Okay. So arrays in C. So this is just a guide how to do that. This is like just a kind of a summary of whatever you are learning in the course. This is like from this is not from examination perspective, but to like clarify your understanding on arrays. Okay. So what is an array? Array is a collection of elements and of same data type. So it can be all int or all float, all string. like it cannot be first element is int then float, so that you cannot do in array. And another point is that it is like multiple elements of same data type, and they are stored in contiguous memory location. So what is contiguous memory location? Like there is a whatever data is there, it is basically whenever you are running the code, whenever you are executing a program, that memory that gets stored in RAM, right? So in array, what is there is that they are stored in continuous location. So if the first location is the first like first element, like first number in the array is this location, the next number must be at this location next. So I'll draw a diagram and come to that. Then another few key characteristics of array are that first it has fixed size. So at first, whenever you are declaring an array, at that time only you have to declare that I want an array size of 10, 20, whatever that is. You have to be upfront. You cannot change later that I took an array of 10, now I want 11. So no, that is not possible. Or also if you want to reduce the size to free up the memory, that is also not possible. So whatever you need, like you have to know upfront key, like I need this much amount of numbers, I need to store this much amount of numbers, and I want to store them sequentially. Okay. And also data type must also be known, like you cannot change the data type as well. Okay. So this is one thing. Same second point is obviously second as like same data type. You have to all the elements in the array should have, like it can be either string or it can be float, it can be int, but it cannot be like a mixed of anything. Okay. Another thing is that I have told like they will be in consecutive location. And final point is that they start with 0. So first element of the array is denoted by 0. Second element is denoted by 1. So I'll also come into that as well in next few slides. Okay. So how exactly to declare an array? So basically in C, you have to declare like that. At first you have to give the data type, then you have to give the array name, and then we have to get the size. So let me go to a compiler anyway, and this is the compiler. So let's say you have HDIO dot all is already included. So how to define an array? Let's say I want to define an int array. Int array. Uh, let me just say array, ARR for array. And let's say I want to store 5 elements. So I have to give 5 here. Okay. So this is the point I'm saying, that you cannot change the value. So if you are saying that I need 5 elements, it will allocate 5 memory locations to store the elements. You cannot change the data. You cannot say that I want 10 later on. Whatever you're declaring here, that is the final. And suppose you're saying I need maybe 5,000 element. Okay. Like just say for some reason, let's say you don't know how many elements you need, so maybe you are giving a ridiculously high number here. But let's say after some time you feel that there might be a memory issue, you don't have sufficient RAM or anything, you cannot decrease the size of the array. Okay, you can okay, so this is one point. Then okay, so this is initialization is done. So you have to give like that int, then some name of the array, and then values. Then after that, what you can give something like that. What will be the, let's say I can store 5 numbers here. Okay, so what would be the 5 numbers? Let's say I can give anything, like one way is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So it can be anything actually. So basically, one way is that just after initializing the array, you can just after declaring the array, you can initialize the number like this. Okay. Let's say I want to print that. Let's say I want to print all the elements in the array. So what is the process? For int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, printf percentage t. Let me execute this program. Okay, so see, I have initialized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I am saying, please give me the location, give me the number which is present in the array 0 location. So now it is giving 1, first position, 0 means the first position, position 1 means the second position, it is giving 2. So let's say I can change the number for maybe 3, 9, 5, maybe 2, maybe 57, like that also. So it will print in this order. Okay, so zeroth index means the first element, uh, next index is second element, like that. Okay, so this is one way. The question is that suppose we may not know the array or all the elements of the array at the beginning. Maybe we may know later. Uh, at first, when I'm at the beginning of the code, it may be possible that I know that I need to store 5 elements, but maybe that what are the elements that we need to save, that we can like know later, right? So what will happen in that case? How can we do that? So this is another method. So let's say one thing is that suppose you have some elements. So let's say here I have 5 elements and I only have 2 numbers now. Okay, and let's say I don't have the last 3 numbers. So what will happen if I give this? So out of 5 elements, it will only assign for the first 2, and the last 3 will be 0. Okay, so let me just check that one. Yeah, so 3, 9 is fine, but last 3 digits are 0. Okay, this is another thing. Then another point is that if you don't have the if you don't give this one, okay, 5, but if you give the 5 elements, maybe 1, 7, 9, then also it is fine, it will work, because it will see that there are 5 elements, and automatically it will infer that they are I need to create an array size of 5 elements. Okay, so this is another thing. And finally, suppose we have, let's say I don't have the array now. I just told I need an array of five digits. Okay, I just declared it here. I don't have any number to represent now. Okay, so let's say I am asking the user, okay, to read the numbers, to give me the numbers. So let's say print if please enter first number. Okay. And let's just scanf. So if I am doing the scanf, why should I put first element is at 0? Okay. Uh, so here, if I want to store at the first, at the beginning of the array, I have to write like that: scanf ampersand array I here is like a 0. Okay, sorry. Here I have put the 0. It is not a for loop. So array of 0. So now if I print the value, let's say like this, I want to print the array. So I less than 5, I plus plus, printf array of I. So in this case, at first it will ask to give a number. So let's say at the first element I'm giving 4. Okay. So see, at the first element is it stored a 4, but for the rest of the elements, sometimes it is garbage. Okay, so I'll come into that as well. Why that is the case. Okay, let's say not only 0, I am also saying to initialize all the other values as well. So let's say second number. Obviously, you can also do this with for loop. Like you can run a for loop and ask the user to enter the numbers. That will also work. Third number. So one thing to remember is that everything here and the indexing will start from 0. Now, if you want first element, you have to go to 0th position. If you want 5th position, you have to go to the 4th position. Okay, index of 4. Okay, so let me execute that. Maybe first number is 2, second number is 4. So yeah, so now I have initially I didn't know any of the numbers. Then later on, I asked the user what the number is. I got the number. I assigned the number to the array at 0 position, 1 position, like that. Then when I'm printing that, it is storing that in the like array, and it is like when I'm printing that, it is at first it is looking at the 0th element, then 1th element, like that. So this is how we print, and like we take input to the array, we initialize the array, or we like print whatever is there in the array. So the indexing is like that. At first you have to give the array name, then within the third bracket, you have to give the index. It can be 0, 1. It should be always, remember, this index should be always integer. Okay. So no float or anything. This index, like it can be at first position, it can be second position, but it cannot be between 1 and 2, right? It is like, you can consider this as a room. Okay. So each, like you can consider this as a room, and each room has one number, let's say. So array of 0 means what is the number present in the first room, like that. So you cannot give 1.5, right? Because a number cannot stay in the middle, right? So you can remember in this way. So let me also draw a diagram to show how this works actually. Yeah. So basically, let's say you are assigning something like this in array 5. Okay. So what will the compiler and OS will do? Uh, Compiler will think it will I need to give 5 uh, elements. Okay, like I need to show 5 elements. So let's say you have a memory like this here. Okay. Let's say you have a memory, you have a big RAM. Okay, let's say like this, and it will search that do I have any space here to allocate 5 elements together. So it cannot be that I am assigning the first element here, second element here. That is not possible. You have to give consecutively. Okay, so consecutively means, let's say uh, here, let's say consecutive array has allocated this. Okay, this is the 5 rooms. It has allocated that you start from here. Okay, and then after that start like next 5 elements are yours. Okay, the compiler is, and the voice is allocating that. Okay, so what will happen is that the first element, let's say it is like 2, it will get stored here. Second element 4, 6, 8, 10, like that. And if you go to the address, so in RAM, what happens is that this is the address. So address in the sense, if you want to retrieve the element, like, or store the element, there is some index or where the numbers are getting stored. So let's say this is the 1000 index, for example, right? So, and I'm saying that the integer is, let's say, 2 byte. Okay, so then what will be the index of this? It will be like 1002. This will be 1004. Okay, so this is also you need to consider. Sometimes the questions also comes from the like address, memory address as well. Let's say it is not size of int is, let's say, is equal to 4 byte. So depending upon compiler and OS, it can be 2 byte or 4 byte, anything. So in case it is 4 byte, so in that case it will be like it will be like 4, it will be like 8, like that. Okay, so this is how memory addressing is done in like OS inside the RAM. So let me go to the next step. So this part is, I hope, is also clear, that after initializing the array, you can just initialize that I need 3 elements, and later on you can just like assign. Maybe you can take input from the user or anywhere. You can assign it later on like this. So data like here, see, I have assigned it like uh, I am taking the user input from the user and I have assigned it like ampersand array then index. Also, you can also do one thing like suppose you don't need input from the user, you have the number. Let's say anything happened and you want to change like that array of one, array of one equal to let's say 200. You can also do that. So what will happen is that whatever number is there in the array. So let's say 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just gave some random numbers, but after that, I replace that array of one, whatever number is there. I am assigning 200. So what happened? Earlier, the second number was 2, but after that here, that number got replaced by 200. So now it is printing 200. So changing the elements in the array is also possible. You just have to do like this. Array, give the index equal to 200. So this is just like integer, right? So in integer, what you do, you do like suppose int a equal to 200. So here because array is a like it contains multiple numbers, so you have to give the index like where exactly in the array I am storing this. So this is quite simple in that sense. Okay, let me go to the next slide. So I think this is also clear from the previous the code that suppose you have declared an array and you want the first element, then you have to give array of 0. The last element array of 4 because there are 5 elements, right? So last index will be 4. And also if you want to change the element, let's say you have assigned 10, 12, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, but you want to change the second element, which is the third element, which is the index 2, then you can just give 100. And this is how it is indexed, let's say you have uh, here, let's say like you initially you are starting from 10,000 and assuming that you have four byte for every integer, so it will be 10,004, 10,008, 10,012 like that. Okay, and like this is index 0, index 1, index 2, like and so on. And like accessing the array element is also very similar to the integers only, integer or float only. So basically, let's say you have two integers and you want the sum. What will you do? In sum equal to like a plus b, right? Two integers. Here, since you are adding array, you just have to give the index. I want to add like first element and second element. As simple as that. Okay. So let me go to the next slide. So there can be multiple types of array. So let's say one thing is that it can be like 1D array. 1D array means like see here I have declared array 5 that I need 5 elements. There is no nesting, no matrix like structure. So it is like I just want 5 arrays and that's it. Like they are, it is not like that I need 5 rows, 5 columns, or I need a 3D matrix. So if you write a single number here, that means just a single array. Okay, this is like one dimensional. There is no other dimension here. But you can also declare 2D arrays. Okay, so let's say let me take a number like this, array 3, 3. So what's happening is that I'm saying that I want 3 rows and 3 columns. So it is like uh, rows and columns. Okay, in this format. So how to initialize that? Maybe you can do like this. 1, 2, 3. This is the first row. 4, 5, 6, second row. 7, 8, 9, third row. Okay. So basically, you have to uh, keep the like inputs like this. Also, like obviously you can change it. I'll come to that as well. So let's say very quickly, let me just print the array using for loop for int I equal to 0 less than 3 y plus plus j less than 3 j plus plus printf. What do I need to print here? I need to give index of both, like what is the index of the row, what is the like index of the column. So percentage the space, then array I comma array ij. So this is the extension, and I am saying that after every row also print a new line so that I can get matrix like structure. So this new line after every row. Okay, so let me run this. See, like you're getting a structure like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because this is how initialize the array. So let's say I want to modify the value of here. What is the index? Can anyone comment? What is the index I need to edit? Let's say I want to edit like array of something, something. Here I want to say 100. And I want to replace the 5 with 100. So what should be the value here?
1 1.
All right. So yeah, you're totally right. So basically, see here you are in the second row and second column. So indexing start from 0. So you have to give 1, 1. See, like now the 5 got replaced with 100. All right. Okay. Then, okay. So this is like 2D array. So one thing you should remember is that like the first value is number of rows and second value is number of columns. This is very important. Then you can also have multi-dimensional array. You can do like this. Maybe if and lesser numbers, let's say 2, 2, 2. And you can give it like 1 like this. 1 comma 2. Like this. So I'm not printing all this. Let me just show this anyway. Okay. Let me just comment this stuff. So 3D basically what is happening here is that at every element, so basically see there are 3 nested like bracket. So within that you have first 2 element, second 2 element. So basically see assuming that you are going inside array 0, right? So this is the first bracket. Second array, so second bracket. Third, third, third dimension, third bracket, right? So here you can write two, like 2 elements, 1 comma 2. This is done. So you are done here, right? So you are going to the next position here. So for that you have to close that and create a new bracket like that. So after giving the two elements here, you are closing the bracket here and you are starting again another 2 values. So you are starting a new bracket here like this and so on. So you can print it like this. Less than 2 k plus plus, and you can just print it like this. Let's remove that one, ijk, because it is 3 dimensions. Okay. So it is printing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like sequentially like that. Okay, so this is also possible with arrays. Okay, let me, right now I am using all the dimensions I used, I think 3 by 3, 2 by 2 by 2. Let me just give another example for like uneven dimension so that you can understand what is representing number of rows and columns here. So let's say I want a matrix of 2 dimensions, like uh, 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so what do I need to do here is that here uh, within the at first I'm going to the index 0 here, right? You have to define, it will start from the beginning, right? So index 0, within that there is another index, so there will be another bracket here. Okay, then there will be 3 elements, so let's me give 1 2 3 here. Now 3 elements are done, I'm closing that. Okay, comma, I'm coming to the index 1, so another bracket will start. Then within that, I'm giving 3 elements again. So 1, 2, 3, and at the end, I'm closing all the brackets. So this is how you define an array with 2 rows. So this is the row 1. This is the row 2. Let me just change the number, maybe 5, 6. This is the row 1. This is the row 2. And in first column, you have 1 and 4. In second column, you have 2 and 5. In third column, you have 3 and 6, like that. Okay, I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts at any point of time, please let me know. Okay. Okay, so let me move on to the next question. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so accessing all array elements, I think you already understood that. Like you have just to print it like that, array of I. That's it. So how to, let's say, search. Let's say you have an array. You have 5 numbers, 10, 12, 30, 40, 50, but you want to search that if the element exists or not. How to do that? I'll come into that as well. So let's say you have an array of 5. 10, 12, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You want to search that if that element is present. Like let's say I want to search 20, if 20 is present in the array or not. So what you can do is that you can make a function, or also you can do it inside int only. Let me just show with int only. I'll come to a function just a little bit later. So let's say I want to search int, I want to search 20. So what will I do? For I equal to int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, if array of I is equal to the number I am searching. So let's say 20. Then printf number statistic from here. The percentage is like, let's say 20. Okay. And let's say what will happen if the number is not found. So basically you cannot just say that if it's like that. So what will happen? Let me just run this code once. Okay, so at first, when I am doing like this, array I equal to 0, number 20 is found, it is fine. So what will happen if I say instead of 20, I want the number 25? Okay, so what will happen? It will not give anything, like because it will not go inside the if statement, so the output is empty. Let's say I also want to print some message that the output is empty, like you don't have any output, because the user may be confused that found or not. It needs an answer, right? So how to do that? If I just do else here, if or else here, what will happen? At every element, it will say that it is not found, right? So with this, no. Right? So yeah, see, multiple times, every time it is saying 5 times it is comparing with 5 elements, and every time it is saying not found. So this is also not something we want. We want key at the end, if the model, like if the program could not find the number, then only just say it once, we have not found it. So one thing you can consider here is that let's say you can declare a variable int found equal to, let's say 0. Assuming कि 0 मतलब like 0 means let's say not found, and 1 means found. Okay. So what can I do is that when I got the number is found, I can say found is equal to 1. So now I know that number is found. So after coming here, after outside the for loop, I can check did I find the number inside the for loop. So let's say the number is if found equal to 0. So all I'm saying is that I am saying initially we have not found the number. Now let's say I have found the number. So in that case, I'm saying found is 1. At the end, I'm checking if found is still equal to 0. So it is like, is it still found, not found? If that is true, then only I can printf not found. Okay, I have to give a semicolon here. Right, so it is like it is not found, but let's say I give 20 again, so it will say number 25 is found. So this is one way we are doing with it within the main function only, but a better way of doing that is with function call. I'll also come into that. Okay, so let's say how to write it with a function.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, sir. Yeah, here after we have found the element, can we break out of the for loop?
Yes, sure. That is also possible. Okay, but do you think that if you just break out, do you think that you need find this variable found variable? The question is
Yes,
for everyone.
because
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead. Yeah,
yes, because the for loop may terminate in two cases. If found equals to 1, or if the counter has traversed the full array but still not found the element. So we
right.
have to determine which case it is at the end of the for loop.
Mhm. Right, right. So basically, let's say I am giving something. So I cannot just remove this variable. Let's say I am commenting this out, maybe. Okay. Can I do it without break statement? Like, yeah. So we cannot do like this. Like, let's say I'm removing this. So what will happen? That even if the number is found, then also it will come into that, and I don't have any way to check if the number has been found inside the loop, right? So always it will print not found, which is not something that we want. So it will we have to keep the found variable here. Okay, so this is one thing. But what is a better method instead of using these variables? It is getting complicated, right? So uh, what can be a better method is that you can write a function, and you can pass the array to the function, you can pass the number to the function, and you can ask like is the like value has been found. So let's say int, it is called search array maybe. Search, let me just say that the function is search only. Okay, int array. Then int size maybe. I want how many elements are there in the array. Then I want int number. Number means what is the value that I'm trying to search. Then I can repeat the same thing for int I equal to 0, I less than size, and I plus plus. Let's say if array of I is equal to the number that we are trying to search, then what can we do? We can simply write printf number found, right? And then we can just simply return 0. So what will happen is that once we got the number found, we'll say that we are done. We will not execute any further program. We'll give the control back to the main. So let's say, let me just change it now. Let's say I have array 5, okay, and I'm giving a thing like this. So let's say I'm providing search. I'm giving the array. I'm giving the time. I have 5 elements, and I give 20. Like this, I'm calling this. So what is happening is that the main function, it is initializing the 5 elements, and then it is transferring the control to the search function. Okay, and it is providing the array and things like that. Now, whenever I'm giving return 0, what the function will do, it will not execute anything further. It will handle the control back to here, to the main function. Okay, so let's say, let me just run this. So a number found. Okay, it showed the number found. So let's say suppose we did not find the number, so I can simply, after the for loop, I can print it like this, printf not. So let's say if the number is the same, say we are trying to search 20, so in that case number is found, and immediately after the number is found, the function will handle over the control to main function. So anything after that will not get executed. So it will not print not found anyway. Let's say there is we have a number which does not exist in the array. So what will happen? It will it will not go inside this, right? It will not return anything. So it will go at the end, and at the end there is not found. So it will execute not found. So this is a better way to do this. Another way can be, instead of you can also return like that, printf return 1 here, or if not found here, you can return 0. Okay, here assuming that 1 means found and 0 means not found. So you can do things like this. Int found equal to this. Then you can write if found equal to 0, that means not found. So it is same thing only, but there are many ways to do that. But writing everything in the main function is not really a good idea, because see, you had a variable. You had a variable, and you had to modify it so many times. You have to think about the logics and everything, right? So this is no, you should as much as possible try to use the functions. But yeah, function will come in the next few weeks, and you don't really need to worry about functions that much right now. Okay, so this is one thing. Another thing is that, so for now I have shown how to use the function, but for the next part Next few parts I'll try to show without using function only, because function has not been covered that much in the lectures right now. So let's say I have an array of 5 elements, okay, and I want to insert a value. Like let's say, okay, I have an array. I have, let's say, 20. I have only two elements now, okay, and I want. Sorry, I have like let's say, and there are 5 array, like 5 elements in the array. I have 10, 12, 10, 20, 30, 40. I am saying that I want to insert a value 30 with inside, like between 20 and 40. So let's say you can add the print function. So let's say 10, 20, 40, 50. So it is like um, so 10, 20, 30, 40, and at the end it is 0. Okay. But let's say I want to insert 30 here. So if I just do like in like array of what position? 0, 1, 2. Array of 2 is 30. What it will do, it will just replace the 40 with 30. It will not like insert actually. Insertion is not, it is replacing. I don't want that. I want 30 to come here, 40 and 50 to come after that. So how to do that? I can do it like this. So basically what you have to do, let's say position I want to include is at second position, right? Let's say in position is second. So what is the process? So the thing is that you have to move, like let's say this is in 0 position, 1 position, 2, 3, 4. So what you have to do is that I want to insert a 2 position 2. So everything from 2, 3, 4, 5 at the end, you have to move it one step to the right. Like let me just draw it like this. So let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, and here it is like blank. Assume that this is blank. So I want a value to come here. So what we have to do is that I have to shift this to this box and this to this box. So how to do that? So basically, obviously we can we can replace the numbers, right? So one thing to consider here is that if I say that I am shifting this 30 to 40, we can do that. How to do that? You have to write array of 3 equal to array of 2, right? But is it a good idea? The answer is not really a good idea, because what it will do is that once I execute this program, array of 3 is equal to array of 2, it will replace 40 with 30. Okay. So now this value 40 was there, it got deleted, right? It got replaced. So when I try to shift this one to here, it will get again 30. It will not get 40. So this is not a good method. This is wrong. You cannot do that. So what we have to do, we have to start from the end, start from the last, that we have, let's say this is the position number 3. Okay, let's say it is position number 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I have to say array of 4 equal to array of 3. Okay. So what will happen at beginning? At first, let me also delete this ones. Okay. So firstly, we have to, let's say 40 is there. So this statement, what it will do, it will copy the 40 to here, right? Now, if I write array of 3 equal to array of 2, then it will it will replace that with 30, right? Now, finally, I can write array of 2 equal to, let's say, whatever value I want to put. Let's say I want to give like 25. So if I write that, then it will get replaced with 25 like that. Okay. So how to do this programmatically? How many elements do I have now? I have 4 elements right now, right? So I have to start from the end. Let's say, let me just assume that we are starting with 5 only. Okay. So for int I equal to, what is the last index? Last index is 4, right? In the array, 4 I greater than position. Here, note that this is I minus minus. So what I'm saying is that I'm starting from the last position, and I'll come back to the at the point where we need to insert the thing. Okay. So here, what we have to do? We have to do array of I equal to array of I minus 1. So what does it mean? It means that at the last element, at the last point, I will copy the value from the previous one. At this point, I will copy the value from the previous one until like I am at the position here. So if it is like 2, if the value is 2 here, and I want to insert at the second position, I'll stop. I'll not do anything here. Finally, I will do array of position. Position here is whatever that is. Position equal to, maybe I want to insert 25. Okay. So that is that. Is this correct? 3. Okay, this should be correct. Oh, sorry, this should be I minus minus. Okay, so I think there is some issue here. Int I equal to 4, I is greater than position. Position here is 2, I minus minus. Okay. Let me print the steps here as well. Sorry, here I have written I minus I by mistake. So that is why it is taking 0th position. So it will be I minus 1. So basically I want the current element. So at the end, at this position, at this position. After that, I want the previous. At this position, I want is previous. So like that. So it will be like this only. So see, like I inserted successfully inserted 25 at the middle of 20 and 40 at the second position, right? Position 2, like this. So this is how insert a value within an array. Similarly, let's say I have this value, okay, and I want to remember the value 40. How to do that? If I just do anything, let's say I replace the number with anything like that, something like that. What will happen? It will still like it will be still be there. It is not like the I want to print the value. Let's say let's forget that as well. I want to print the value. Let's say I want to delete the number 9999. So if I do anything like this, that array of position is maybe 0 or 9, like anything minus value, it will not get deleted. It will still get printed here, right? So the thing is that I want something that in array, obviously, like I want 50 to be here. I have deleted this one. So this should not occupy a space, right? So how to do that as well? So basically what you have to do is that suppose I want to uh, delete the thing from position 2. So I have to do like this, that for int I equal to position. So basically I'm starting from the second position and I will just copy this value to here. If there is some next value to here, let's say for simplicity, let's say I want to delete 20 only. So 30 I'll copy to 20, 50 I'll copy to 30, and last one I'll just set to 0, right? So that is how we'll do. So let me do this. I less than, how many elements are there here? 4 elements. I plus plus. Here I have to do that array of I equal to array of I plus 1, right? Yeah. So let me just execute it at this point only. What will happen? Yeah. So the 20 got removed, 30 got copied here, 50 got copied here, and rest are 0. All right. So I hope it is clear. So this is another way you can also like uh, do it in another way. So you can also begin at the end as well. Okay, so let me go to the next part. Passing array to functions, actually let me just skip this for now. But this is just briefly actually. So this is actually you just I have shown that in the in the program. Like you can just this is a int array. You can just in a function you can just pass with like variable name of the array only, and not that's it. Okay, so this is something. 2D arrays, it is like similar only, like just like I told before. So let's say I have a 3 by 4 matrix. So there will be 3 rows like this and 4 columns. You can initialize like this for accessing, like let's say 7. What we have to do? This is first row. So array of 0, and the column is 0, 1, 2. Third column, second index, like 0th first index in row, and second index in column, like that. You can like access like that. Then of traversing also I have shown. So you can obviously do things like matrix addition, like you can suppose that we have two matrices, you can do the addition, you can do the multiplication, things like that. And it is very also useful in image processing, like image is also stored as a pixel. I'll come to that in maybe future lectures. So these are the some things. For now, let's come to the main point. What are the advantages of array? So advantages of array is that like they are stored in the consecutive location. So let's say I want to access fifth element, and I know the value, like the first element is at fourth, like thousandth position. So what will be the value of the fifth location? It will be like 1000, and first element is 1000, second element is 1004, third element is 1008, fourth element is 1012, fifth element is 1016, assuming that we have 4 byte. So I can know that if I need fifth element, I can just directly go to the fifth, like 1016 index in the like RAM. We don't have to search that. Let's start from the beginning, then let's go here, let's go here. Not like that. If I know that I wanted this index, we can automatically generate the address where to search the value in the RAM. So this is very fast to access any value in the array. Another thing is that like they are stored obviously in the like continuous location, so there is no overhead. Like let's say if I divide arrays in multiple parts, so you have to also keep track like here is the first part, here is the second part. That is also some kind of overhead to handle that. So in array that kind of issue is not there. So another thing is that because in case of compiler and like many CPUs, what they do is that they kind of copy multiple elements to the to the CPU cache memory and register memory. So there you have a very fast computation because of that. Because suppose you at first you are accessing first element, then you want to access the second element. It might be the might be possible the CPU already like already fetched the second position already, even before you asked it to. So because many such kind of optimizations are there. Another thing is that optimization is obviously simple. See, this is very similar to the int or float only, just you have to do the indexing part. Then sorting and searching, I'll come into that. But yeah, searching, you saw that just you can just run a for loop and you can search within that. You don't have to make it like it's not really complicated that much. Sorting is also like you have like suppose you want to arrange like small number first, minimum large number later on, like that ascending order or descending order. That is also very like easy to implement in arrays. And also like you can there can be multiple dimensions. Like suppose you want to represent an image of maybe let's say 100 pixels, 100 pixel at each side. So 2D image like 100 into 100. But let's say you have to you can also want to represent a 3D image, like not even 3D, just assume that you have to you can also represent a color image like RGB. So there are three channels: red, green, blue. So there is a value for red, there's a value for green, there's a value for blue. So that also you can store in a 3D array. So multi-dimensional array is very useful. Then what are the disadvantages? So one a major disadvantage is fixed size. So you have to know what is the size of the array at the beginning only. You cannot change the size later. You cannot really reduce, you cannot really increase the size. So this is a major limitation because in most of the scenario, you will know what is the array size you require. But in some cases that might not be the case. In one thing, obviously one can do is that like let's say you are assuming that you may need 1,000 you need to store 1,000 values. You can and maybe you don't know how many values more you need. You can give a very large number, let's say 5,000, 10,000, obviously, but for that the system will allocate that much amount of memory. So that's a problem. Like if you give a very high number to allocate, then it will unnecessarily occupy that memory. So this is the second point. It will unnecessarily occupy the memory. So this is that memory will not be available if you want it for some other program or anything. Another thing is that insertion deletion is very complicated, not complicated, but very costly. So let's say you have one number, you have 10,000 numbers, okay, and you want to insert a value at the beginning. So what do you have to do? You have to shift 10,000 numbers by to the right, then only you can insert. So 10,000 value changing their position, it is it will take time. So that is not really a good that is the kind of disadvantage here. Similarly, let's say you have 10,000 values and you want to delete the first element. So again, everything in the right, you have to shift it to the left. So that is also not that is a kind of disadvantage. Let's say you want to store 10,000 10,000 integers. So 10,000 into 4 is 40,000 bytes. So let's say the memory has maybe 2 GB, 3 GB free, but it is not like in continuous location. But even in that case, it will not be able to allocate, because in array, contiguous memory is required. It will be one after another only. So just like the diagram here, like you have to assign like this. You cannot say that here you store 5 value. After that, some other programming is using other value, and then you start from here. That is not possible in array. That is so even if you have sufficient memory, if they are in not continuous, you cannot use array there. Then another thing is that built-in bounds checking. So let's say uh, I have assigned issues like this 50, 60. Let me say I have 5 values there, okay, and I am saying I just by mistake did like this, okay. I less than 6. So what it is doing at the end, see at the maybe array of 2000, let's say printf. So what exactly it is doing? It is giving some random value. It is not saying that it is not saying that array of 2000 does not exist. It is not saying that you only have 5 elements. It is giving some value at some position. So this is also a disadvantage, because there is no automated checking. You have to, if you want such kind of errors that only 5 elements are there, you are trying to access this value, then you have to implement it by yourself. So C by itself will not give you a warning. It will not give you an error that you are trying to access a wrong location. So this is another disadvantage. And finally, one thing is there that finally one thing is there is that it is obviously all the values can have to be all the values have to be it all the values have to be of same data type only. You cannot use any other data type, like int float cannot be mixed, but sometimes that having that capability might be beneficial, but that is not really possible with array. Okay. So what are the common pitfalls? I'll come to the questions very soon. Like this is the basic summary of the array. So one thing is that like just I said, like you have initialized array with 5 elements, but now you're trying to like say access the fifth element. But how can this be possible? It is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like only 4 indexes are there. So fifth index it is not out of bounds, but it will not throw error. So that you need to be careful of. It will not throw error. It will give some wrong value. Okay. And then let's say you have initialized like this int array 5, but you haven't said like you haven't assigned any number. Okay, like this. Uh, so what will happen? Array of 0, let's say. So what will happen in this case is quite unpredictable. So in some compiler, what they will do is that whenever you are initializing array of 5, they will initialize with 0. But in most of the compilers, what they will do is that they will like not initialize with 0. They will just give some like uh, they will leave with let's say here in the memory some values are there. Okay, it is not being used, it is like binary only, right? Everything. So let's say some garbage 374, here it is like 951. By default something was there, maybe it was used by some other program, for any reason anything was there. Whenever you are saying int something was 5, okay, now this memory is free, it will just assign, it will not initialize. In most of the compiler it will not assign, it will not replace this to 0. So what can happen if you don't explicitly assign with 0, you can get garbage value, like whatever value is there, it will get some random things. Okay, and finally you cannot compare with equal to. Let's say you have two array, array A and array B, and let's say they have same elements. Okay, so no, you can't just compare like A equal to B. You have to run a for loop and you have to compare each of the elements like that. So like if you just compare A equal to B, it will give false, like because it does the comparison via address, which will come again with pointers and stuff like that in some of the later weeks. Okay, not now. So there are some like real world applications of matrix. So mostly many things, even some AI based stuff, they are basically matrix multiplication only. So mm, yeah, I think hope these parts are clear to you. These are the best summary. Let me go to the questions now. So let's say you have a array of dimension 10. 10 means, let's say you have 1D array only, but you have 10 elements. Okay, and that's the meaning of the question here. And first location is 10th, 10th 1000. And you have 4 bytes for each of the element. Okay, so what is the position of the 8th element? So assuming that this is okay, let me just change the question a little bit. Zeroth question, second question for indexing. Okay, so assuming that zeroth element is at 1000, and the question is that where will be the 7th element? Assuming that you have 4 bytes for every element. Just okay, let me just change the question to fast and 8 only, assuming that forget about indexing at this point. Just for simplicity, assuming that you are at like your array is beginning at first element only, and at the first element the value is 1000, and what will be the value of 8th element, like after 7 points? Can anyone answer the question? Okay, so basically what will happen is that this is at 1, uh, first element is at 1000, second is at 1004, third is at 1008, fourth is at 1012, fifth is at 1016, sixth element is at 1020, seventh element is at 1024, eighth element is at 1020. So instead of calculating this value manually, you can also use a formula uh, like this. So the formula is that starting plus position minus 1 into size. So basically, if you apply this formula, starting with 1,000, then position, we want 8 position, 8 minus 1 is 7th, into what is the size of the integer here? Size of the integer is 4. So 1,000 plus 28. So 1,020. You can also use like that. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Then let me go to the next question. What is the right way to initialize an array in C? So what is the syntax? The syntax was there in the code. B is, okay, I'm getting mostly B and some C as well. Okay, so let me come to the question first, then I will allow some of the I'll answer some of the queries in the chat as well. So basically, here the correct option is that option B, because see, you have to declare an array, and then you have to give a within third bracket you have to define the number. Okay, so this is the correct way. I told like if you don't give the number, that is also fine. If you give the all the values, but in that case you have to give the third bracket, not you. This is not fine. If the number is like this, then it is fine. But this third bracket, the second bracket is not okay. Okay. So this is the correct option. Okay, so someone asked like if the session will be available in the NPTEL website. So basically, yes, it should be. So basically, what you have to do is that you go to online courses. You should log in there like this. Go to my courses. Go to your course. Then at the end here you have problem solving session, this one. So click on this. There will be a link. You can go there and like there are two separate persons who are conducting the sessions. So you can watch. So for example, for this week, this is week 5. So I will give a link here, YouTube link here. So you can click on that and view the session recording. Okay. Okay, so next question from the chat was that, mm, yeah, if we add numbers in the array, then size of the array will also change. So not really actually. So whatever examples I have shown, so what exactly we are doing is that, let's say I have already defined that I need 5 elements, okay? But I am only storing 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm only storing 4 elements, okay? So I'm not really, so I haven't added all elements yet. I am inserting some value at the some point, and these are getting shifted to the right. But let's say I already have five element, okay, and I am trying to add another element, let's say another one here. What will happen? this will go out. So you cannot do that. This will be like you have to also consider that like if you have already enough elements, like if you already have 5 elements and we have the 5 as the number of the array array size, then you cannot add. If you add, something will get like some information will get lost. Okay, so you cannot really change the array size. Okay, let me go to the next question. Which of the statements are correct? An array contains more than one element. All elements of array have to be same data type, and size of the array has to be declared upfront. And option D, all above. Option A, any other? Option A is not the correct option. So this is like MCQ only. You have to choose only one option. Okay. So A or B or C or D. So actually all of the options are correct. So both A, like all A, B, C, an array contains more than one element is also true, because like you can the point of the array is that you can say multiple elements. Then they should have same data type, that is also true. And you also have to declare the number of elements that you want to store upfront only. So ABC, all of them are true. So the correct option is D, all of them. Okay, let me go to the next question now. So you have an array with 4 elements. You were storing the first element to a variable. Then there are some operations. What will be the output of the program? If you have any pen and paper, you can also use. I should actually use that pen and paper to calculate it step by step. Any answer to the question? Okay, I got some answer. 1. Okay. Okay. So let me go through step by step. At the beginning, we have things like this. So let me just move it to the right. At the beginning, at the first, we have result equal to a of 0 means 3, right? First index is 3. And then we have array equal to 3, 1, 2, 4. And thus first we have this. So I am running for loop. Let's say for loop for I for I equal to 1. So what will happen? Result if result less than array of I, less than array of I. So result is 3. 3 if 3 less than array of I is, so here I is equal to 1. So this one, 3 less than 1. Is it true? It is not true. 3 less than 1 is not true. So then it will continue. So we'll go to the next part for I equal to 2. Now the question is that if 3 less than array I here is 2, right? Is it true? No, not really. So again it will go continue, right? For I equal to 3. Now if result is still 3 only, right? 3 less than 4, right? So this is true. So what will happen now? It will not go to continue, it will come here. Result equal to A of I. So result equal to what? A of I here is what? I here is I is 3 now. So result equal to A of I is 3. A of 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. A of result is 4 right now. Then after that, I will become 4, I less than 4. So this condition will not meet, so it will exit, right? Right. Am I wrong somewhere in this space? Result equal to array of 0 is 3. Okay, sorry. So the question is that if it is true, then only we have to continue. But since this is false, so we have to assign something. Let me just reiterate again. Okay. So the first question is that if 3 is less than 1, so here 3 is not less than 1. So it will not go to continue, it will come to the result AI. So result will become A of I, which is 1. Okay. And then for I, if I for here I equal to 2, what will happen? If now the value of the result is 2, right? Value of the result is 2. So if 2 is less than, what is the uh, array of 2? Array of 2 is also 2. So is 2 less than 2? Is it true? Not really. Like it has to be lesser than. 2 is equal to, not less than. So this will go to continue. All right. Then next step, if I equal to 3, in this case as well, what will happen if uh, result is still 2, because in the previous step it did not change, 2 less than 4. Sorry, result is 1 here, right? Sorry, result is 1 here, right? So here continue, here also it will continue. So 1 less than 4, it is also true, so it will just continue, it will not assign anything, right? So in the final value of the after the for loop is like result value of the result is 1. What only one time it got replaced, and that value will stay forever here, because other two values are actually lesser than, so it just continues. All right. Okay, another question. So how to compare two arrays? We can use equal to directly. We can use switch case. We can use loop. We can use ternary operator. Okay, I am getting many options C. So yeah, this is correct. So basically what you have to do is that you have to run a for loop and compare each of the elements. So that is the way to say if the two arrays has same elements or not. Next question, in the output of the program, this is again, you have to think a little bit. Please, if you have pen and paper, please try by practicing it there only. I'll give you some time. Okay, so 4, I'm getting. Okay, let me try to solve this. So basically, what's happening here is that you have an array of, like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here array of 1. So this one. So at first plus array 1. So plus one, immediately it will get incremented. 3. Sorry. Yeah, 2 plus 1 is 3. Immediately it will get incremented. And then again I am assigning the 3 to the array 1. So it will remain the same only, right here. So first step is done. Second, I have declared an integer called a, and a is like array of 1 plus plus. So array of 1 is 3. So since it is plus plus, so it will not be executed right now. So a is equal to 3 right now. But after this step is done, then only a of array of 1 plus plus will get executed. So this will become 4. All right. Then next step, array of 1. Array of 1 is this one. Array of 1 equal to array a plus plus. So array of a plus plus, let's first solve that. Array of a is 3 now. So at this stage, it will be considered 3 only, right? So array of 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So array of 3 is 4. So in array of 1, 4 will get assigned. So anyway, if 4 is there, so it is fine. But if it were a different number, again 4 would have been assigned. So here basically 4 is being copied from 4, so it will remain the same only. So then after the step, after this is done, now I have applied a plus plus, right? So a will also get executed. So a will also become 4. Now when I try to print the value, percentage d. So here a value of the a is 4. Value of the array of 1 is also 4. So 4 comma 4 will be printed. All right. So let me go to the next question now. What will be the output of the following code? You have an array and some increment decrement operations. I got 552. Any other option? Four, three, three. Again, 552. Okay, let me solve it. So what's happening here is that you have an array. Let me just write the array like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's say I. At first, what is the value of j? J is plus plus array 2. So array 2 is 0, 1, 2. 3 and plus plus means it will already get incremented immediately, right? So here plus plus array 2 is 4 and j will also be equal to 4. Now let's come to k. K is array 1 plus plus. So array 1 is 2. So it is plus plus. So it will get incremented later on, but not right now. So k will be 2 only, right? After that, after getting increment, after getting assigned, then only it will get incremented to 3, right? Then finally I equal to array of j plus plus. So array of j is 4. Plus plus means it will happen later, right? J will be incremented later. But this is like array of j plus plus. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. So array of 4 is 5. So I will be equal to 5. Then after this step, j will get incremented. So this is like j equal to 5. So the correct option is that 552. So yeah, many of you have done this correctly. Then next question. So write a C program to read n elements and display the sum. So this is just basically, let me go to the compiler now. Let's say I want some user to give some numbers. So let me just define an array int n. Also in array, maybe I'm giving 1000 elements. Printf please enter in scanf. I'll have to set the number percent in. Then I have to say for int I equal to 0, I less than in I plus plus. Here I can set the values. Scanf percentage %d percent array of I. So basically I'm saving which value there. Please enter in maximum 1000. Then after that, what can I do for sum? I can just do like this. Int here let's say sum is equal to 0. So for int I equal to 0, I less than in I plus plus. So obviously, like there is no need of that to put in the array. You can just add within the for loop only. But I'm showing this to show how array can be used here. Here you can just add sum equal to sum plus array of I. Then after the for loop, printf sum is equal to you have sum. Okay, so let me just give maybe 3 values. Let me just give a low number, maybe 10. So this. Then okay, let me give 3 numbers like this and 3 numbers like this, and give the numbers 1, 2, 3. So sum is 6. Correct. So this is how you can take inputs from the user. You can directly store the inputs in the matrix. You can access that with array of I, and then you can like do anything, any operation that you want. Right. Okay, so this is the final questions for today. So write a C program to reverse an array. So reversing an array means you will be given a program like this. So int, let's say you have an array. In array, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and int n, let's say you have 5. So what you have to do is that you have to convert it like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And also same logic. Let's say there are 4 numbers. There are some other numbers like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. There are like even number of elements. Then also it should be like 4, 3, 2, 1, like that only. So how to do that? So basically one thing you can do is that uh, you go from here first and 5, you reverse them. So 5 you take to the first position, 1 to the last position, then 2 comma 4 you can reverse them in the same way. But whenever you are reaching the middle position, you stop there, you don't do anything further. So because if you do that again, then again, so if you let's say keep swapping again and again, then again it will come back to the first position only. So let's say I'm swapping 1 and 5, okay, then after again going there, if I swap them again, then it will be again like it will be like 1,5 only. So after swapping twice, so what we can do for int I equal to 0, I less than n by 2. Why n by 2? Because I want to go to the middle only, not at the not at the end. Right? Plus. Let's say n is 5 and n equal to 5. So what we have to do? We have to do array of I. So this element, we can take a temporary variable int temp equal to array of I. Right? In array of I is equal to array of n minus I minus 1. So why n minus I minus 1? So basically I want to replace the last swap between the last value and the first value. So if this is 0, what is the index of the last one? So let's say this is 5, right? So what is the index? 4. So n is 5 minus I here is 0 and minus 1 is 1. So for 50 index we need to access 4. So that is why there is a minus 1. All right. So then array of n minus I minus 1 is equal to temp. Right. Then let me just print the thing. Int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. In this case, let me just execute the program. Okay, I have to give 5 here. Sorry, array I have already defined earlier. Okay, I plus plus. See, like it got reversed to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I give something like this 1, 2, 3, 4, that should also be done. N is equal to 4 only. Sub 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is how reverse an array. You just swap the first element with last element, second second element with second last element, and so on till the midpoint. All right. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask now. Otherwise, like I will end the session now. Okay. So okay. Thank you. So everyone, thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice day.